Oh, I really love that song. It's got a real edge to it.
Yeah.
A little bit of like...
The lead singer of the Zombies, Colin Blunstone, joins us now.
Morning.
Colin.
Good morning.
Do you know, I think if we take a little vote there in the gallery and amongst everyone, shall we just leave it running, that
yes,
song? We'll
absolutely.
just keep it running. That's what we'll do this morning. I
should
think
just play
everyone
under.
would have said yes. That's a great song.
It is a great song, written by Rod Argent, who was the keyboard player in the band. I had no idea that he could write songs, and that's, I think, the first song he ever wrote. And he wrote it very, very quickly and surprised us all, came into the studio and said, I've got an idea of a song. I was just amazed. And it's such a timeless classic as well.
You were going to tell us a story about the recording of that song. I'm sure you can now.
Yeah, absolutely. Our first time in a commercial studio, and the recording engineer was blind drunk and very, very aggressive. And I thought...
In what way?
Well, just shouting. You know, we had the headphones on and shouting the worst language you can possibly think of. And within 20 minutes... Considering I've been in this business for 6 years, within 20 minutes, I knew this business was not for me. It was petrifying. But luckily, we had a bit of luck. He passed out cold on the floor, and we had to carry him out of the studio. And his assistant took over, and his assistant was Gus Dudgeon, who went on to be one of the biggest producers in the world and produced all of Elton's early records, Kiki Dee, David Bowie. But Gus Dudgeon's first session ever was She's Not There with the Zombies, and he never, ever forgot that, neither did we. And I'm so glad that the engineer, who was very, very drunk, passed out. It was a bit of luck. That session nearly didn't happen.
So who do you think's responsible for Gus's career? Do you think he was already talented, or actually you're the ones who got him, you know?
Well, I think he's very talented, but I'd like to think we played a small part in his success.
So what age would you have been then when you recorded that?
We were 18. Actually, one of the band was 17, but I was 18.
So did you know your way around music at that point, or were you chances? Just
No. I'm still a terrible old bluffer, and I certainly was then. I didn't know anything.
So when you say you're a bluffer, I mean, you clearly had gifts, didn't you? Because you created that magic. So
well, I think the whole band were great players, but in particular, Rod Argent was a sensational keyboard player. He's a world-class keyboard player and a fabulous writer, and we were very lucky to have him in the band. I joined the band as a guitarist. I'm not quite sure how I ended up being the singer. But I did, and you just get on with it, don't you, really?
I love stories about, like, chaos when something amazing happens, because sometimes that's what you need. Maybe that's, as a band, as a group of individuals,
yes,
that's what you thrived on.
I think perhaps you do. It gives you amazing energy when everything goes wrong, and it's all hands to the pumps, isn't it, really? And you sink or swim. What
was it like with that song, when that propelled you into the charts and people were singing it even now? I mean, I can sing all the words. What was it like? Because was there that mania for bands like you at that time, or was it kind of...
Yes, not just for us.
Because you had the Beatles and...
Yes, I must emphasise it was for all bands.
Yeah.
And particularly in America, it was insane. We were considered to be amongst the first wave of the British invasion. And you literally could not walk down the street. It was insane.
So when you came back to the UK and you could walk down the street, were you a bit miffed?
I was quite relieved, actually. It could be quite dangerous because hundreds or maybe thousands of people would rush at you. And, of course, a lot of the girls had scissors because the long hair was the big thing. And you see these scissors going across your eyes like that and thinking, They
just tried to cut bits of your hair off.
Oh, yeah. I remember we played at the Brooklyn Fox in New York when we went over there. How we dealt with this, I don't know. We were 18. We'd just been playing at the local rugby club, and now we're playing at the Brooklyn Fox. And one guy dared to go out into the street. Hundreds and thousands of people pushed him up against a plate glass window. He lost his shirt and all his clothes. And the police got him out once, and they said, tell everyone in the show, we'll do this once, but we're not doing it again. So in the Brooklyn Fox, we were there for 10 days, and we couldn't leave the building. We had to stay in there the whole time.
I'll tell you what, you're the kind of person I want to take out for a drink and just listen to hear his story. The revival of vinyl has really kind of propelled your popularity, the Zombies' popularity as well. Tell us how, because obviously this song, She's Not There, is one of the ones on the debut album, but that's the debut album's kind of been seen as something to treasure.
Well, absolutely. I think that there has been a whole move towards vinyl music, not just for 60s artists, but of course it's reinvigorated our careers to some extent, and we've just all of the rights have reverted to us, and there's a rush of Zombies records. There's going to be 4 Zombies albums in the next 12 months. And there's a kind of a mystery with the Zombies because our first record was in 1964, and I think there's more interest in the Zombies now than there was in 1964.
You were performing last night, weren't you?
We were at the...
Thank you for
well,
coming
actually,
in
it
this
wasn't
morning.
the Zombies. It's not strictly speaking. It was my solo band, and we were at the Stollen Hall, which is a beautiful hall in Manchester. I really, really enjoyed it. I still get that kick out of going out and playing. It's wonderful.
Why were you called the Zombies originally?
Desperation, I think, really. It's a funny thing, but bands have to find a name. And we were the Mustangs for about a week. Not very good. And then with the Sundowners, that's even worse. And somebody came up with the idea. It was our original bass player. He left the band, probably very wisely, and became a doctor. He's now in Canada. I don't know where it came from. He said, "How about the Zombies?" I had no idea what a zombie was. I'm not too sure what a zombie is now, to be honest, but it's stuck, you know, it's memorable and it's stuck.
They're better to be avoided.
I think they probably are,
It's been lovely hearing your stories today.
Could sit here
And,
all
and
day.
you know, there'll be some people who haven't heard that song before. I know you've got plenty of other music as well, but it'll have drawn a whole bunch of new people to listen to it again.
Oh,
It's
I
a
do
great song.
hope so.
It's a
I
great
do
song.
hope so.
We'd play it again if we had the chance.
Should have done.
Definitely.
Should have done.
Good
Thanks, Colin. Colin continues his UK tour, solo tour. Dates still to come in London, Leeds, Cardiff and Coventry.
We've got the headlines coming up in just a moment.